Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 19th of April 2021. So US futures, global stocks hit fresh all-time highs during Friday's session. As the economic reopening accelerates in the coming months, we believe the bull market remains on a solid footing. Well, I'll have to agree with this. It'll be used as the excuse to keep ramping prices to the upside. There will be the odd correction, but otherwise asset prices will continue to be ballooned. Simple as that. 76% rise in stocks since the March low is the third largest jump in 100 years. What happens next? 2+ standard deviation moves have only happened 4 times since 1928, with losses occurring over the next 12 months in 3 of the 4 cases. And that's probably more the case is, towards the end of 2021, get to the autumn. But like I say, corrections along the way, but there's no stopping this bull market yet. Jerome Powell admits federal budget unsustainable, but assumes we can fix it later. This is not the time to prioritise that concern. No, it's called kicking the can down the road and leaving it for somebody else to sort out. The ugly truth about printing press money, weeping and gnashing of teeth shall come. Yeah, there'll always be that day. At some point, the butcher's got to be paid, so we'll wait and see. But of course, they're going to try now and inflate their way out of it. There's only 2 ways out of this, and that's default or to inflate. And the inflation side is what they're looking at the moment. And also an interesting note here for the precious metals is China preparing a gold-backed yuan. Beijing green lights purchases of billions in bullion. China suddenly given domestic and international banks permission to import large amounts of gold into the country. This is going to support the metals markets going forward. Meanwhile, in the implied volatility, we have a new 12-month low. We're down at 13.02, down from 13.47 that we saw on Friday. If we can get down to these lows over here, that would be fantastic. That's down around the 10% area, which may come, who knows. But certainly as we head into May, there's always a general, well, not always, but 9 times out of 10 you will get a correction in the market. So expect something like that. But long term, at the moment, there's no end to this madness. It's going to continue. They managed to do it for 13 years, so why not for another year? And with the yields down at 1.57 as well, if you look at the 5-day on this, you will see that they've managed to bring the yields down as well on the 10-year note. So all working well at the moment as far as the Fed is concerned. And news for this week, well, we've got absolutely nothing for Monday and Tuesday. You can see there it's blank, nothing in the diary. So from Wednesday, we get Bailey speaking. I'm just going to highlight the main events of the week. And then on Thursday, we've got the criminal out. She's speaking. And just European news from what I can see for this week. So not a lot. Wednesday and Thursdays, 2 central bankers. Otherwise, a fairly quiet news week as well for the market. So let's have a look overnight, see where we are. We've got the Dow putting in a new all-time high on Friday at 34,253. Bit of weakness overnight, nowhere near the high at the moment. If we look at the overnight, we'll see that prices are lower. And you can see there where they gap down. And you can also see Friday's high up here as well, which the market is currently nowhere near, below the DP and the 5-bar moving average there for the Dow and the DAX. Also, if we go to the daily charts, putting in a new all-time high on Friday. The market was just one direction, kept going all day. 15,513 is now the new all-time high for this market. I also mentioned in Friday's alert that we had this ascending triangle in the 4-hour chart, and the market just blasted through this and continued to the upside there. Price is sideways here as well at the moment, and in the 2-minute we can see that prices also gap down. There's the high for Friday. Prices have traded sideways. We've got a cluster of volume here where they brought the market back at the 15 15,450 level. Prices have managed to get back above the 200 MA until a bit of weakness here, but again we've got a cluster of volume there trying to hold this market and bring the market back above Friday's high there, which they will endeavour to do if they can. Meanwhile, in the metals markets, even though we've got the news from China, we're looking at a bit of a correction in this market. As Friday, the market trading up to the 89% retracement from this high to this low. 89% is a very good indicator of a market area where it's likely to pull back from, and that is precisely what we are likely to see. From here to here, we're going to get some sort of retracement, and at the moment we're at 38% there. It's unusual that the market has been allowed to move this far to the upside without being slammed. Like I say, cautiously optimistic, but I would not put anything past JP Morgan and the other banksters to move prices to the downside. You can see there's a bit of this overnight in the Asian market, but again, cluster of volume to buy back the market. Now, one thing that it is interesting is that these shakeouts don't seem to last as long, and there seems to be some strength in bringing the market back. Slow grind to the upside, so maybe there's something going on, but like I say, I'm not holding my breath. I've seen it too many times over the last 13 years where it looks like things are going to move to the upside and then they get slammed. Still is the most undervalued asset on the planet, hasn't broken its 1979 highs in all of these years, came close in 2011 and then got slammed by JP Morgan when they took over the silver short from Bear Stearns that went bust. So let's have a look at the dollar. This is down at 89 as well. So you've got that opposite situation where the dollar's moved down, likely to get a bit of a bounce, and silver and the metals to the downside as they hit their fib retracements as well. Gold holding up quite nicely overnight, actually a bit more than silver on this occasion, which is interesting to actually see there. So yeah, it's an interesting one at the moment as far as the metals are concerned, but also the stock market as it continues to move higher. So on Friday, the internals of what happened, the market managing to get back above the high in the futures market, coming back down, finding support here and at the 200 MA as prices waited to open on the cash market. They moved sharply lower to begin with, and then we see them buy back, and then prices moving back to the upside there, as we can see there. As we got to the 89% retracement, I decided to take the money off the table. I read too much into this, actually. I thought we were going to get some supply selling coming into the market and got out too soon, and this is the 4-hour chart before it broke out to the upside as well. So as we saw the potential weakness coming in, I decided to get out. Got it completely wrong in looking at it. I looked at it with just a cursory glance, not noted. What I was looking for was the range of this bar to be less than the previous and the selling greater. Well, we had the higher volume, but we didn't have the narrowness of range, and prices were closing above the 5-bar moving average. And the reason for this schoolboy error is I'm currently working on some new add-ins in the software as well, which should hopefully be completed this week, which you'll see from next week, all things being equal. So yeah, so I was playing around with the new signals that I'm actually, or indicators that I'm adding in, and then didn't realise I made a complete dog's breakfast on this occasion. So anyway, the market then broke through and left me behind, which is not a problem because later on in the day I was able to get back in. As soon as we broke through here, we knew that we'd gone through the 4-hour chart resistance and sideways movement that we'd seen for many weeks, and prices then just kept pulling back to the 20-bar moving average and then continuing to move to the upside. So there was no problem re-entering trades, just a bit frustrating that I kept the original position there. So the market moving up in the morning session there, and then continuing through this mid-morning up to the R3, where the market then found some selling. And there's the 4-hour chart breaking through. You see we've had this sideways move for weeks, and then prices heading north. So in the afternoon, prices pulling back slightly, but once again just finding that support and moving back. You can see there's the buying pressure. These are the new indicators that I'm going to add to the chart. This will be highlighted automatically to alert you that there is some downside buying pressure in the market, and eventually prices move to the upside there. But we're stuck at the R3, and we know the R3 can be a tricky area. We also had some news at this point as well. We just move this forward, might be able to see what the news was. You can see there we came out lower than forecast, but the market ignored it, and prices, once we had a quick test to the downside, we see them buy back. Prices come back above the 20 bar moving average, closing off the lows, and then it was a case of moving to the upside. Now here's the indicator that I was talking about. We've got selling pressure here, supply coming into the market at the BRN with more volume in the red bar than we've got in the green bar. So there must have been some selling around here at this point, some profit taking, but that doesn't mean to say prices will move lower. They can absorb this and then they continue to move prices to the upside. You can get this in a long bull market, and again you've got that same situation. Again, as it moves higher, you will see traders selling into these areas and taking profits. On this occasion, we've got the market coming back, going up 89%, and then moving back down to the BRN, where prices actually traded sideways for some time before then moving back towards the recent high that was left behind, not only the recent high but also the all-time high as well. Okay, that will do it for this one. Like I say, no news today, no news tomorrow. So the market will have to make its own direction. So it could be a quiet morning when we open in the next 25 minutes from where we are now. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next.